Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're uncovering two of the rarest and most valuable United States Washington quarter dollar coins that could be hiding in everyday pocket change. One of these coins might be worth far more than its face value, so stay with us until the end. You won't want to miss these incredible discoveries. First coin. United States 1981 Kennedy half dollar looks like an ordinary 50-cent coin at first glance, yet it carries a fascinating chapter of American coinage that many people overlook every single day. Struck during a period when half dollars rarely circulated in everyday commerce, this coin quietly slipped into bank rolls, mint sets, family collections, and forgotten drawers instead of cash registers. Featuring John F. Kennedy's unmistakable portrait on the obverse and the presidential seal on the reverse, the 1981 issue represents a moment when the denomination was becoming more of a collector's coin than a spending coin. Because so many examples remained tucked away rather than heavily circulated, collectors today pay close attention to quality, strike sharpness, and unusual characteristics. What appears to be just another half dollar could actually become the centerpiece of an exciting collecting story, proving that appearances alone rarely reveal the full history hidden beneath a coin's surface. The 1981 Kennedy half dollar was produced at multiple United States mint facilities, and while millions were struck, true collector interest centers on coins that escape production with remarkable quality or unexpected mint characteristics. Some display razor-sharp details in Kennedy's hair, crisp feathers on the eagle, and deeply defined lettering that immediately stand apart from average examples. Others reveal subtle die varieties, unusual striking pressure, or unexpected visual traits that specialists eagerly study. Since these coins were struck in a copper-nickel clad composition rather than silver, collectors often inspect the edge for its familiar copper stripe. But unusual color, thickness, or appearance can raise curiosity and justify closer examination. The excitement comes from realizing that rarity is often created not simply by low mintage, but by exceptional preservation, distinctive production features, or uncommon minting events. Collectors know that the smallest details can transform an ordinary-looking 1981 Kennedy half dollar into something dramatically more desirable. Careful examination may reveal slight letter doubling, off-center strike alignment, an unusually broad or narrow rim, or subtle die imperfections that distinguish one coin from thousands of others. Even tiny differences in how the design sits within the rim can become important clues. Weight is another critical factor, as an unexpected reading could indicate an unusual planchet or minting anomaly that deserves professional evaluation. Surface color also tells a story, since natural tunning develops differently over decades, while artificial alterations can reduce collector confidence. Every feature works together like pieces of a puzzle, rewarding patience and careful observation rather than quick assumptions. The real suspense begins when collectors compare one example against another and discover that condition often matters as much as rarity itself. A heavily worn coin may hold sentimental value, but a sharply struck, nearly flawless specimen can command far greater attention. High-grade examples displaying brilliant luster, minimal contact marks, and exceptional eye appeal have attracted impressive collector interest over the years. Illustrative market discussion sometimes place exceptionally preserved high-grade examples around $5,000, while unusual mint anomalies have been discussed in the neighborhood of $6,000, and rare collector pieces with especially desirable characteristics may reach approximately $7,500. These figures are only examples of possible collector market scenarios, never guarantees, because every coin must be evaluated individually based on authenticity, condition, rarity, and buyer demand. The story becomes even more dramatic when unexpected discoveries enter the picture. A coin with an appealing minor variety, attractive tunning, or subtle production difference has sometimes been discussed in illustrative ranges between $2,500 and $3,500 under favorable collector circumstances. Exceptionally preserved or uncommon examples have occasionally been imagined around $8,000, while unusual finds attracting especially strong collector demand have been illustrated near $8,500. Extraordinary or historically significant examples are often used in educational discussions, with values reaching up to $9,000, while particularly notable examples are likewise sometimes represented near that level. These numbers are meant only to demonstrate how dramatically the collector market can vary, and should never be interpreted as promised values for any individual coin. Imagine opening an old family coin jar, sorting through loose change inherited from a grandparent, or discovering a forgotten envelope inside a dresser drawer, only to notice a remarkably sharp 1981 Kennedy half-dollar staring back at you. In that moment, a simple 50-cent piece suddenly feels far more important than its face value. If authenticated as an exceptional example, the coin's illustrative value could represent the equivalent of a meaningful down payment on a home, an unexpected financial windfall, or even what feels like a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Stories like these continue to inspire collectors because remarkable finds occasionally emerge from the most ordinary places, reminding everyone that history often survives quietly until someone finally takes a closer look. Before imagining extraordinary value, responsible examination is essential. Begin by checking the coin's weight with a precise digital scale and compare it with official specifications. Study the edge color carefully, looking for anything unusual in the clad layers. Observe whether the strike alignment appears centered, inspect the rim for abnormal width or shape, and examine every letter under magnification for possible doubling or other die characteristics. Pay close attention to surface texture, luster, and signs of cleaning that might affect collectability. Most importantly, never rely solely on internet photographs or wishful thinking. Professional authentication and grading provide the most reliable way to determine whether an interesting-looking coin truly possesses collectible significance or represents a normal production example. The greatest mystery surrounding the United States 1981 Kennedy half-dollar is not how many were made, but how many remarkable survivors remain hidden where nobody expects them. Somewhere inside an overlooked collection, an old coin album, a forgotten safe, or a dusty box waiting to be opened. Another fascinating example may still be waiting for its story to begin. Every careful search keeps alive the possibility of uncovering something extraordinary, even though truly valuable discoveries remain exceptionally rare. That lingering possibility is what keeps collectors searching year after year, and the next coin waiting just beyond this one may reveal an even more astonishing story that few people have ever imagined. Second coin. United States Kennedy half-dollar minted in 1981 may look like just another coin that slipped through countless cash registers, but beneath its familiar portrait lies a fascinating chapter of American numismatic history. By 1981, the Kennedy half-dollar had already been in production for nearly 2 decades, yet it was no longer a coin most Americans spent in everyday purchases. That quiet disappearance from circulation created an unexpected mystery, because many examples were tucked away in drawers, jars, and bank vaults rather than being worn down through daily use. Struck primarily at the Philadelphia and Denver mints for circulation, with beautiful proof versions produced in San Francisco, these coins became silent witnesses to an era when inflation, changing spending habits, and declining demand transformed the half-dollar into an overlooked piece of American history. Today, collectors often discover that an ordinary-looking 1981 Kennedy half-dollar can reveal surprising characteristics that make it far more interesting than its face value suggests. Unlike the early silver Kennedy half-dollars, the 1981 issue was struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition, giving it a distinctive layered edge where the copper core can often be seen between the outer nickel-clad surfaces. The sharp profile of President John F. Kennedy on the obverse and the detailed presidential seal on the reverse reward close examination, especially on coins that escape circulation with crisp design elements still fully intact. Brilliant mint luster, smooth fields, and sharply defined hair details can dramatically separate one coin from another. Collectors are especially fascinated by pieces showing unusually strong strikes, exceptional eye appeal, or attractive natural toning that developed over decades of careful storage rather than heavy use. The real excitement begins when tiny minting irregularities enter the story. Some collectors search tirelessly for doubled letters in the inscriptions, subtle repunched mint marks on older varieties, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, or unusual die polishing lines that create distinctive appearances. Even a slight rotation between the obverse and reverse designs can attract attention when verified as a genuine mint error rather than post-mint damage. These imperfections tell the story of high-speed production, where millions of coins were struck under enormous pressure, and every now and then, something escaped the mint that was never intended to reach the public. Those rare survivors often become the coins experienced collectors remember for years. Condition is equally important because countless 1981 Kennedy half dollars entered storage immediately after release, while others spent years bouncing through casinos, banks, and collections. Tiny differences in surface preservation, contact marks, and original mint brilliance can create enormous differences in collector demand. A coin with blazing original luster and virtually flawless surfaces can stand apart from thousands of ordinary examples. Professional grading services carefully evaluate strike quality, preservation, eye appeal, and authenticity, giving collectors confidence that a truly exceptional specimen has been properly identified and documented before it enters the marketplace. Imagine discovering one while searching through inherited coin albums or forgotten bank rolls. Most 1981 Kennedy half dollars remain worth only modest premiums above face value, unless they possess exceptional qualities. But illustrative market scenarios show how dramatically values can change. A minor but desirable variation might attract interest in the range of $2,500 to $3,500, while a superb high-grade example could illustrate values around $5,000. An unusual authenticated mint anomaly might illustrate approximately $6,000, and a particularly scarce collector piece could reach around $7,500 in a strong market. Exceptionally preserved or uncommon coins may illustrate values near $8,000, while unusual finds with intense collector demand could approach $8,500. Extraordinary or historically significant authenticated examples may illustrate prices up to $9,000. These figures are examples of possible collector market outcomes, never guarantees, because every coin's value depends on authenticity, condition, rarity, and current demand. That possibility is what keeps collectors searching through old collections and forgotten boxes year after year. A single overlooked coin could feel like a sudden windfall, perhaps enough to resemble a meaningful down payment on a home or another life-changing financial milestone. Stories of remarkable discoveries continue to inspire hobbyists, but experienced collectors understand that patience, knowledge, and careful examination matter far more than luck alone. Every remarkable coin first appeared ordinary to someone who simply took the time to look a little closer than everyone else. If you decide to inspect a 1981 Kennedy half dollar, start by examining its weight with a precise digital scale and compare it to official specifications, since unexpected weight differences may deserve further investigation. Study the metal color for unusual appearance or missing clad layers. Inspect the strike alignment to ensure both sides are correctly oriented. Evaluate the rim shape for abnormalities, and carefully search the lettering for genuine doubling rather than ordinary machine doubling or wear. Good lighting and magnification can reveal details invisible to the naked eye, but the most important step is seeking professional authentication before assuming any coin is rare or valuable. Certified experts can distinguish genuine mint errors from damage that occurred long after the coin left the mint. The greatest treasures in coin collecting often spend decades hiding in plain sight, quietly waiting inside forgotten jars, inherited collections, dresser drawers, or old bank rolls until someone curious finally notices what everyone else overlooked. That ordinary-looking 1981 Kennedy half-dollar in your hand may simply be another common coin, or it may carry a remarkable story that only careful examination can uncover. The next incredible discovery could already be sitting closer than you ever imagined, and the next coin will explore hides an even more astonishing secret that has surprised seasoned collectors more than once.